Derby County have been linked with a move for Doncaster Rovers fullback James Maxwell. The 23-year-old left back is standing at 1.7 metres tall, has 3 caps for Scotland's under-19s and is contracted until June of 2026. Now, Maxwell has been a part of that promotion-winning team from Doncaster Rovers, but does he have the quality to step up to Derby County? Now, it's obviously going to be a coin toss in my opinion. A lot of these deals, you never really know how the step up is going to happen. You never sort of know how they're going to transition from one team to another. But ultimately, you have to keep your eyes peeled on what is there in front of you. And I think that Maxwell could be an excellent prospect for Derby County. Do I believe that he's going to be sort of the best left back in the league? Absolutely not. But do I believe that he could come in and sort of grow into that role and sort of be that sort of backup to a Craig Forsyth, to a Callum Elder, to a Ben Osborne in that left back position? I certainly do believe so. Now, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and shall we take a deeper look into James Maxwell? Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. First team. Now, let's take a little bit of a deeper look into James Maxwell. We'll go a little bit deeper in a video tomorrow, looking at both of these players individually. But James Maxwell, 23 years old, 1.79 metres tall, obviously, as I've mentioned earlier, a left back. He's played 3 times for Scotland's under-19s and is currently valued at £200,000 as per Transfer Market. His contract expires in June of 2026, which is just a year away. Now, over the course of this season so far, he's played 24 games for Doncaster Rovers in League Two. I believe they ended up getting promoted. Also made 3 appearances in the FA Cup, taking his total to 27 games for the season, with just 2 assists, 3 yellow cards and 1,846 minutes. Now, he played across the course of 2 different positions, left back and left wing back. He made 18 appearances at left back, 5 in left midfield, and a couple of the others would have been substitute appearances, which don't get counted towards the positional chart. Now, obviously, the important thing when we're looking at someone like James Maxwell is to sort of go, at 23 years old, has he shown enough in his career in order to be able to make that step up to obviously Derby County senior side, which is in the Championship. Now, Doncaster Rovers, I believe, will be in League One next season. I will just go and check just to make sure. But if we go and look at League Two, they got promoted top of the league, as I expected, as I believed. And for me, do I believe that Doncaster Rovers are going to be okay in League One next year? I certainly do. And Maxwell seems to have been sort of their starter in that position. Now, it is a very interesting one to take a look at. If we look at Doncaster Rovers defensively, 50 goals conceded last year. Obviously, that's not all solely down to Maxwell, which is obviously something which has to be acknowledged as well, but it's certainly something which does need to be addressed. If we look at the team from a defensive standpoint, goals conceded per match, they were 8th with 1.1 per game. If we go to clean sheets, 13th, 13 per game, which is obviously... he is involved in that, obviously, as a defender. That's something which you have to acknowledge and accept as a defender, that you have that responsibility of obviously trying to keep the ball out of the back of the net. If we go to interceptions per game, obviously Doncaster Rovers were a team which sort of had more of the ball than other teams. If we go to average possession, they ranked 7th in the league for that one. So if we go to interceptions per game, obviously you've got to acknowledge that they were a team without the ball, with the ball more often than not, so 6.6 per game. Successful tackles per match, 9.8 per game as a team. Obviously, all these are clearances, 28.7, goalkeeper saves per match, 1.9. But the interesting one for you guys to look at, in my opinion, is sort of the XG that Doncaster Rovers conceded last year. It was 41.1 across the course of their League Two campaign, which is the lowest across the course of the division, which in my opinion sort of shows that defensive unit had very good solidity. And if you sort of look at Derby County towards the back end of the season, we were certainly very good on that defensive end, and obviously a player like Maxwell could be able to sort of add to that as well, which is obviously going to be very, very interesting to see. Now, if we look sort of directly at Maxwell himself in sort of a defensive standpoint, which is obviously sort of what we want to do, we sort of go here: successful tackles 1.6 per game leads the way at Doncaster Rovers, 1.8 interceptions leads the way. If we go to where else could he pop up, he has conceded one penalty, which obviously isn't something which you want to be looking at. If you go to fouls conceded, he's not in the top 3. Yellow cards, he's not in the top 3. Obviously red cards, he isn't as well. But it's one of those where I think he leads two of the most important charts for me, in that of successful tackles and interceptions, and that's obviously something which is going to be massive for Derby County next season in that defensive standpoint. And he obviously slots right in to that point of where he could be sort of that real important figure heading into sort of a championship campaign where he's the starting left back, for example, potentially at Derby County. Now, obviously, whatever happens, there is sort of the chance that he could potentially turn around and want to stay at Doncaster Rovers. These things do happen where players know the best chance of football realistically is staying with the club they're at. But obviously, you never know what could happen there, and you could see Doncaster Rovers bring in a new left back, or potentially find someone who maybe is better in that position in their opinion, and that's obviously something which would need to be addressed by Maxwell. And that's something why, if this offer is put on the table, I would personally anticipate Maxwell to take the offer, because why would you turn it down, in my opinion? Because a move from League Two to the Championship, in my opinion, it is a big jump. I'm never going to turn around and say it isn't, but you look at a player like Ibu Adams, stepped up from Forest Green Rovers to Cardiff City, didn't get the opportunity. Then last season for Derby in the Championship was absolutely unbelievable. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to turn around and say that he's an absolute world beater, but he's certainly very good at what he does, and that's obviously what you need from a player. Now, could I see Maxwell joining Derby County as a left back signing for this summer? I genuinely could, if I'm completely honest. I'm not going to say that I think the move makes a ton of sense. If you look at what Derby County need in the squad, they need more championship experience, they need more quality within the building in order to move forward, but we also need to drop that average age as well. And I think if John Eustace believes in James Maxwell, then I certainly do too. So obviously that's something which we'll have to address across the course of the next few days. But for me, I certainly do believe that James Maxwell could do it. Now, if we take a look at his career as a whole, 172 appearances in senior football, 13 goals, 14 assists, 17 yellow cards, 1 red, with 13,014 minutes. He's been very versatile across the course of his career, mainly playing in left back and left wing back, but has also played on the left wing. He's played at right wing back, and he has played a couple of times through the middle in that holding midfield role, as well as sort of a number 8 type role, as well as playing at centre back. Although in my opinion, I wouldn't want to play Maxwell in that centre back role unless it was sort of as a left centre back, to be completely honest with you. Now, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts on Maxwell down in the comments. If you have not done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts down there. Turn on the notification bell. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.